finally graduated! You jumped excitedly up and down on your bed, finally free from all the school bitches, from Hazuki, and mostly from Akashi. You stayed quiet for a while, remembering what happened between you and Akashi. Akashi-san, I like you. You heard a female voice confess to your crush. I'm sorry, but I don't have time for those kinds of things, he replied coldly. Is it because of Ellen-san? The girl asked shakily. Why are you bringing up Ellen? He still kept his tone cold. Because everyone knows she likes you, the girl replied. She's the same as you, a pathetic peasant that would never match my level. You're all just trash that beg for what you call love, he said before turning his back and walked away. When he turned the corner, he saw you clutching your chest, tears streaming down your face. His eyes widened at the pained look on your face. Before he could say anything, you turned around and ran as fast as you could. Why in? He shouted. You sighed and decided to have a small walk outside. The weather was nice and the sun shined brightly. Not too hot though. You randomly walked anywhere your feet would take you, and it took you to a basketball field. A blonde-haired male was playing basketball by himself, scoring more than once. When he noticed your presence, he turned his attention to you. Yo, he called, waving at you. Hi. You waved back, smiling at him. Can I help you? He asked politely. No, I just wanted to watch you play, you replied. You sat down at one of the empty benches. I see. Feel free to watch then. My name's Hayama Kotaro, by the way. Just call me Kotaro. He beamed. I'm Lyn. Nice to meet you, Kotaro-san. You can also call me by my given name. You bow slightly. You're so polite, Wyan-chan. He grinned, which was rather cute. Kotaro. A voice suddenly cut your conversation with Hayama. Your eyes widened when you saw the owner of the voice. Akashi, you thought. You lowered your head to cover your face, hoping that Akashi wouldn't notice. Luckily, you were wearing a cap that couldn't help but cover your face more. I'm gonna go now, Kotaro-san. It was nice meeting you, he said, waving a bit before you quickly left. See you next time, Wyan-chan, he shouted back at you. Now what is it, Akashi? He turned toward Akashi, who was staring at your back as you walked away. Who was that a moment ago? Akashi asked. Oh, her? Wyan. Wyan. Hayami replied. I see. Go back to the others, Kotaro, Akashi commanded, and Kotaro jogged back to his teammates. Why does it have to be Akashi that I met? God, what did I ever do wrong? You walked faster, turning your back to check if you're already far enough from the basketball field and to check if anyone was following. Luckily, there was no one, and you were far away enough. You sighed in relief, scolding yourself for not being careful. You then bought ice cream before returning home. A month later, you attended Razukan High, and today was your first day. You happily jogged through the corridor to your classroom. Once you entered, your smile turned into an expression of horror. Akashi was in the same class as you, sitting on the seat in the middle of the classroom. You lowered your head and walked past him, taking the back seat and hoping he didn't notice you. And luckily, he didn't. Class started like usual. Everyone was feeling happy and excited on their first day in Razukan, including you and Akashi. Akashi was always calm and collected, so you wouldn't know if he was actually excited or not. While you realized that your high school life would turn into hell, Akashi, out of all people, were in the same school, in the same class, and that just ruined your entire day. So, Ellen-san, please introduce yourself, the teacher called out. Your body froze. Akashi seemed to freeze for a moment as well. He turned his gaze towards you. You quickly lowered your head and fidgeted. Ellen-san? The teacher called out once again. You stood up from your seat and faced the entire class, ignoring Akashi's intimidating stare. I'm Wyan. Nice to meet you all. I hope we can be good friends. You introduced yourself, shortly and quickly, sitting back down. Thank you, Ellen-san. Class ended early, since it was only the beginning of school, and you tried your best to avoid Akashi. 5 months later. It didn't take that long for Akashi to be claimed as student council president. Everyone was amazed by his high grades. It didn't surprise you though, because you were in the same middle school as him. Because of that, he started to have a group of fangirls, but Akashi, being Akashi, never paid attention to any of them. Akashi-sama, you're so cool, Akashi. Kya? You stared at the crowd of fangirls outside the classroom. You sighed and started reading your novel again. It was a daily routine now to hear his fangirls screaming outside the classroom at break time and home time. Go home now, girls. The teacher who was passing by scolded them, and they quickly ran away. The classroom became quiet and empty, since all of your classrooms had already went home. You closed your book and stood up in an attempt to go home. Are you going to keep ignoring me? A voice behind you startled. Akashi-san. You bowed politely. Seijūrō. Call me Seijūrō. I apologized for what I said at Tokyo when I've loved you ever since I first laid my eyes on you, and I didn't mean to say those words. I was just going to reject the girl back then, but without thinking, I hurt you. He held your chin to make you look into his heterochromatic orbs. Akashi silenced you with a kiss that made your feet become jelly. I love you. Will you forgive me? Honestly, that was super cute. Now I'm super excited to continue watching Kuroko no Basket and meet Akashi. Like the cold and stoic, that is my type. Cold and stoic. Oh, I love them so much. Okay, so I forgot who requested this, but somebody requested this, so I'm sorry that I forgot your name, but I did it, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye. Fanfic link, music link, everything will be in the description below, as it always is. I love you all. Bye.